Hey guys, it's Eric here and this is my full comparison between the Infinix 08 and the Note 7. We'll start off with the speed test followed by the camera comparison and then to other features. Hopefully this video helps you decide which to buy between them. They both have the same storage capacity, but the 08 uses 8 gigs of RAM while the Note 7 uses 6 gigs of RAM. There is also a 26,000 Naira difference between them, which converts to $50 US. You should bear that in mind throughout this video, and just so we're clear, this isn't a scientific test. Let's begin with the boot up test. The 08 booted up first in 19 seconds while the Note 7 took its sweet time to fully boot up 22 seconds later. I tested the fingerprint sensors on both a couple of times and they both seemed evenly matched. I'll call this one a tie. I closed all the running apps before this test. Let's begin with Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Play Store, YouTube, Geekbench. We get higher single and multi-core scores on the 08. Antutu benchmarks. We get higher Antutu scores on the 08. Skipping the games row for now, Snapseed, Camera, Messages, Settings, Lightroom, Speed test. Tested both on the same network and we get higher download and upload speeds on the Infinix 08. Now let's open up some games. Let's begin with Smash Hit, PUBG, Subway Surf, Temple Run 2, Moving on to the camera, now let's quickly look at some shots from both of these phones. In this shot taken outdoors, I can see more natural skin tones on the 08. The Note 7 is looking slightly over sharpened and has this orange tint to it. Of course, you can only see this when you pair both side by side. As for portrait mode, we get satisfactory depth sensing on both. They also share similar flaws, as you can see some blurring around my beard. For people with very dark skin, I noticed they both overexpose the background in order to adequately brighten the subject. You can however tap away from the subject to fix that, though at the risk of the subject appearing too dark. On non-human subjects, their outputs tend to seem more identical, with the 08 having a wider field of view. When it comes to landscape, however, 08 delivers better dynamic range. Even though the sky is looking bluer and more beautiful on the Note 7, you can see everything in the shadows a heck of a lot better on the 08. When it comes to details, between the 64 megapixel on the 08 and 48 megapixel on the Note 7, you will have to go dangerously close to see any type of difference, but there it is, the text on the 08 is more legible. With the selfie camera, it's sort of the same story with human subjects, but the margin of difference is wider. Note 7 is also going heavy on the over-sharpening. Basically, on the 08 you have more natural looking texture. Selfies are for humans, so the wider angle on the 08 is better to have. With portrait mode, it's definitely a tie on both. 08 does look like it had some beauty feature even though it isn't turned on. Let's go inside. For the selfie cameras, I think I'm again digging the wider angle on the 08 and the image is quite bright, but it looks softer than the Note 7's over-sharpened image. Most people would prefer the Note 7's output indoors. As for the primary cameras, the 08's shot delivers better colors, is brighter and more detailed than the Note 7's shot. No contest here. With portrait mode, they are looking oddly similar, but these portrait shots aren't impressive. They definitely need better lighting to take decent portrait shots. As for night mode, I tweeted photos from 08 shot on a tripod and I was positively surprised at the outcome. But without security lights on after midnight, the 08 is only slightly better than the Note 7. These photos aren't usable. You really should see the ones I shared on Twitter though. I'll be leaving a link in the description. The 08 shoots videos in 4K from its primary and secondary cameras, while the Note 7 shoots in 1080p from both. In 1080p, but I'm going to switch the resolution for the back camera now to 1080p on both of these guys. Well, 1080p on the 08, so you guys can get an idea of what it looks like. Let me just show you a human subject. So right now, I hope you guys can see me because I can't see the viewfinder, but yeah, so this is what both of these cameras look like, and the stabilization, you kind of get the idea from me walking backwards. Okay, this is the 1080p footage from the 08 and obviously 1080p from the Note 7 as well. This is where the ERS kicks in on the 08, so both of these should have fairly stable footage. Working backwards again, but I hope that my hands are shaking. They're both on a tripod that is on the same level, so you can't have shaken one without the other. Yeah. So maybe we should do a run test. I'm just going to run down along and I'm sure it will get really shaky on both. Alright, so guys, this is the video from the selfie camera of the 08 and the Note 7. I'll be switching the audio so you can tell where the audio is coming from. I'll be putting an icon so you get to know which phone is producing the audio that you're hearing. So far, the 08 is shooting in 4K and the Note 7 is shooting in 1080p. So I have switched the selfie camera to the 1080p on the 08. So now we're both recording on 1080p. So now both of these are recording in 1080p. So just so you can get an idea of what it looks like side by side each other using the same resolution. So far, I think the Note 7 is doing that over sharpening thing, but I think the color of the 08 might appear better when I'm editing. But you guys should let me know in the comments which you prefer. The speed test results are expected. The Helio G90T far outclasses the G70 and the difference is very noticeable in real life usage, especially when gaming, installing apps and general day-to-day use. The 08 also has a better, more feature-rich camera overall. The Note 7 does give you better battery life than the 08 because the 08 boasts of a better display resolution and 90Hz refresh rate, something the Note 7 lacks. The 08's battery, on the other hand, charges from 0 to full in about half the time it takes to charge the Note 7's battery. It's still surprising that the less expensive Note 7 sports dual stereo speakers, and here's how it compares side by side the single speaker on the 08. If you're still unsure about which to buy, you either check out my review of both, links in the description, or your budget could be the deciding factor because while the 08 comes out on top in this comparison, the Note 7 also comes in a 64GB variant which costs 38,000 Naira less than the 08. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and share it. Also follow me on Twitter and Instagram to see what I'm up to. Please subscribe for more videos like this as it will mean a lot to me. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace. So guys, this is some extra bit of footage for everyone who made it to the end. If you're watching this, you're watching 1080p from both of these front-facing cameras indoors, and leave a comment below saying who saw that to confuse everyone else who actually didn't watch this video to the end.